I don't cap. I wear caps. You understand?
I love that. We gotta use that.
I'm telling you.
I don't cap. I wear caps.
I don't cap.
Classic Left Lane Heat here on the Punchline Academy. Another Wednesday hanging out with the infamous Amadeuz, Mrs. Get At 'Em, and my guy Tone Vieira. Guys, make sure you follow us on social media at the infamous Amadeuz, at Mrs. Get At 'Em, and at Tone Vieira. Now, as I score through the streets of New York City, I always tone happily to run into random classic hip-hop acts.
Okay.
And, you know, I make it my mission. I think when we first started, the Punchline Academy was more of an unsigned artist platform. Would you say when we were on Sear Show, it was kind of like the next artist who was going to be the guy?
Yeah, we definitely had the next wave of up-and-comers.
Yeah, so now that we got our own show, now we have more time to tell the stories that need to be told for the fans of hip-hop. And when I saw this guy in Jersey, who was at the New Jersey Arts Festival, and I'm like, you know what? I need you to come to the Punchline Academy. People need to hear what my guy is doing. Lord Digga, welcome to the fucking Punchline Academy on a Wednesday.
Yes.
What's up, my brother?
Finally.
What's up, brother?
Yo, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Let's get at him. Yo,
Yes.
listen. This is the platform, bro.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, I watch this shit all the time.
Thank
I
you.
don't talk about it to a lot of people because motherfuckers, you know, people's just idiots.
Yeah,
So a
they're
lot of
retarded. They're
motherfuckers is just
retarded,
retarded. So I don't say what I really feel about certain things, and I talk about the show and
Yeah.
shit. I just kind of keep the shit to myself, but I watch everything. I listen to everything. I'm in tune. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I knew what you were doing before the show.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like y'all got to get this man his flowers because it's not just this shit. He was doing shit way before this.
Thank you.
So shout out to Amadeuz for that shit.
Thank you.
Yeah, New Jersey Arts Fest. I seen you. Shout out to my boy, man. I love him to death. Prime
Yeah.
Prolific.
Yeah, that's my guy. He's been
Invaders
telling
of
me
the
about
Universe.
you for a while.
Yeah,
He's like,
he
I gotta
told
get you
me.
a Lord Digga. He's been telling me, yeah.
Listen, you know, even with that shit, it's a time for everything.
Yeah.
And it was just, I guess, you hosting the show at the Arts Fest. It was just that time.
Yeah, it was that
You know,
time,
we
yeah.
was
To
gonna
put it
meet
together, yeah.
and then it just all came together.
Yeah.
So, early '90s. You know, started out doing shit. I'm not from New York, so a lot of people don't know that shit. I'm from Florida.
Yeah, people think that you're from.
No, I'm not from New
Yeah.
York, bro. I got. It's no disrespect, but I've gotten. You know, like I've adapted. I've become like a chameleon and shit. I've adapted to my area, and to everything, my surroundings. But I'm from Opelika, Florida. If anybody knows about Miami,
From the terrain.
Oh shit.
I'm from the fucking gutter, bro.
Yeah.
You understand? Like,
So we talk about this on the show. So I'm the type of person that when I travel to cities, I want to go to the hood. And my wife thinks I'm fucking crazy. So I went to the last time I was, it was like 2 years ago. I drove through Opelika. I wanted to go to Pork and Beans Projects.
Doing too much.
really?
Doing too much.
No, I went.
He
I went. Fuck it. Why not? I went. Inphamus Amadeuz. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Bro?
Yeah, I went.
Listen to me. I want you to understand something. This is no disrespect to New York. This is no disrespect to Chicago, Baltimore, all the places that's rough around the edges.
That's
Boy, it's live
but that place there,
It's different.
Different.
it's different, bro.
It's different. It's
I
different.
seen that shit out 48 hours.
Listen, First 48
First
lives
48.
in Miami. You understand? Little Haiti.
I know.
All of that shit out there. You know, it's an area out there they call Miami Gardens.
Yeah.
Where it's really murder gardens. Yeah, that's not the places you want to. And Miami Gardens is kind of ill because the Miami Dolphin Stadium is right there.
That's
it's
wild.
up the block. So
yeah.
you know, it
similar
used
to
to be
Atlanta.
called Carroll City. That's where Rick Ross reps Carroll City,
Yeah.
but it's really, you know, that's not a good place, bro.
Yeah. Well,
It's not.
I went because that's why, you know, and then so as I'm driving there, so I guess it's like this little like bridge that you go over, and Miami changes. When you get to the other side of the bridge,
Yeah.
when you get towards Opelika,
Yeah, it changes.
you're in the trenches, and I love it. Why not? I mean,
Listen.
I grew up in the trench. I grew up in the Bronx. The Bronx is the terrain.
Bronx could be the Opalaka.
Exactly.
Of,
So
New York.
that's why I do these things, because I feel like I'm at home. Type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, it's a lot of good shit came out of that
Yeah.
for being out there. That's when my music shit started there. It started there with my cousins. It was just all right, let me get into it real quick. We're gonna
how did you end up over here?
My mother moved here, and I was living with my grandmother down there, but she had been in New York already. She had been here. She was living here. So eventually, I got too fast for my grandmother's living. So she was like, yo, look, you got to go live with your mother. So in 1983, she shipped my ass here to New York. But down there, I started with my musical roots, though. The ill shit was we used to have mobile DJ groups. I don't know if you know about that.
No.
And what it was we would go to fucking stores and shit and set up and play music outside the store to attract customers. And they would come and buy shit and then listen to music.
Yeah.
In that trek, Luke Skywalker was one of those mobile DJ groups. He was down with this group called the Ghetto Style DJs. And this was before Luke was Luke. So we used to battle and do all this other shit. So I started with that with my cousins and them. And then when I got here, I don't know, I just melded into everything that was around me. I just absorbed it and soaked it in. I was fucking dancing and popping in fucking Florida, bro.
Yeah.
They was laughing at me.
Yeah.
You know, because hip-hop wasn't prevalent down there. You know, rap didn't pop until I was already up here. Luke them didn't pop until I was here already. So it wasn't no rap. It was like KC and the Sunshine Band and shit like that. So they was laughing at me when I started popping and doing shit like this. Like, what the fuck, this nigga looks like a fucking grasshopper.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was like a grasshopper, praying mantis or some shit. It was crazy.
Like, what this nigga doing?
Yo, seriously, I'm telling you. Rap was not the thing. So, you know, my mom's had bought me my first record was Fatback Man King Tim III. She bought it on a 45 and said, yo, this is what's going on in New York now. And that was like, we say like, what, 75 or something like that, 76 or something like that. So, yeah. But when I finally got here, that's when I said I start absorbing everything. This is the Mecca. This is the shit. Like, you writing the mix. So, you know, watching Video Music Box and possibly, you know, one day you're going to see one of these artists like U2FO. I grew up 2 places. I was in Brownsville at the beginning of the time, and then I moved to Flatbush. So you know who's out there. U2FO, you know, Chubb Rock is out there. Howie T, rest in peace, Howie T. All these Special Ed. So I
Shout out Special Ed.
Right.
I was ducking his Punchline Academy smoke, by the way.
Yo, Ed.
Special Ed.
I melded in right into that. And, you know, high school, I went to school with this dude. You know who it is.
Yeah.
So that's how I met him.
Well, the fans don't know, so.
All right, Masta Ace.
Yeah.
That's how I met him, and then that situation kind of like, but I still wasn't like rapping. I was writing shit. I had ambitions on rapping. You know who read some of my first raps, and you had him up here too? Craig G.
Craig G.
Craig G used to say, yo, at the time they was calling me Fram. The shit was crazy because I was kind of like, you know, on some beat people up shit. I told you I come from Florida, so that shit. So a lot of fucking, so yeah, he was like, yo, Fran be saying some shit. So that was back then. That was like maybe 84, between 84 and 86, right before I got out of high school. So that started with that, but I still wasn't really homed in on the rapping part. But I finally said, you know, look, let me find a way to get into the business and try to work my way through. And that came through production. Yeah. So my first artist was actually this artist named Sir Essence Dawn, and he was the first person that got signed to Freeze Records before Jay-Z, before anybody. But some shit happened, and that shit fell through, and yeah, long story short, that was even before Masta Ace, because we ended up in the Unsigned hype, and that's how I ended up meeting Maddie C, and then the whole thing transpired from there. Then eventually, you know, it came together that we started working on some of the early demos that I started doing, which nobody really heard, except for maybe a couple of people at Delicious Vinyl, a couple of people at Loud out in Cali. Some shit I started formulating when I was signed to this guy's production company, but that shit didn't really materialize the way it should have. And
like how do we get to the point where we refer to people like that? Because so we worked with Paula Perry for a while,
which I know.
So Paula Perry. So quick backstory. So me, Inphamus Amadeuz, Tone Vera, and Mrs. Get At It, we had a podcast called the Inphamus Hour, and I was doing the same thing that I've been doing now. I'm scouring, looking for artists, and I always liked this extra Paula Perry record. So before we went on an anniversary trip to Maldives, I hunted Paula Perry down, and I did an interview with her on Boom Bap Nation, and the story that she had is very similar to yours, right? So it's a very similar story. So like, how do we get to that point where the people that we start with, we are no longer connected with at this time?
Two things: creative differences and greed. Okay. And people that have an underlying meaning to the whole thing that they're trying to do, and we don't know. Yeah. We're like willing servants to help because, you know, people like Paul and me, we came from places where we didn't have a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. You know, Paul is from Fort Greene. You know, I'm from, you know what I'm saying? So we were eager to, now someone's looking at our talent and say, yo, look, I think this person has talent. So we willing to give our all to make this situation go a certain way. And, and that person sees that shit and now decides, because things were done to him when he was coming up, instead of going the other way with it, he went with, well, you know, fucked up shit happened to me. So, you know, why should I be
reapply the same strategy?
It's like the ripple effect. So, you know, that whole situation. But you got to look at it like this: if it wasn't for people like Paula and me and Lord Kasim, the DJ, where would he have been?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
really seriously,
still touring to this day.
You understand? Like, it wasn't. If you look at it like this, everybody from Cold Chillin' didn't need to rebrand themselves. Why him? Yeah. You understand? And it wasn't, you understand? Kane didn't need nobody.
Granddaddy IU.
Granddaddy IU. Yeah. Rest in peace to Bismarck. Nobody else needed to do it but him. Yeah. Everybody could stand on their own. He needed a group. He needed people around him because he didn't have what everybody else had. He didn't have that. Everybody else had that. He didn't have that. He was trying to be different. And at that time, being different wasn't being accepted as much. You know, your difference was De La Soul and Kwame and stuff like that. But he thought that was corny. So he wanted to be different and try, but he couldn't do that. That's why he needed us. We were like the alter egos to the shit that he couldn't say. Yeah. Me and Paula said it. You understand? But, you know.
Yeah, shout out my homegirl, Paula Perry, Tone.
Shout out to Paula P,
Paula Perry here on the Punchline Academy.
You understand? Shout out to Paula P, man. She know what it really is. I don't like talking about it like that because motherfuckers look at it like I'm a bully. And I'm like, if I was a bully, I would have punched the nigga in his fucking face for the shit that he did. I didn't do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that people would look at it and say, yo, Digga is a fucking bully. So I didn't do that. But by me not doing that, he kept doing little underlining, little corny little shit. But I said if that was in the street, he would have had to see me. But I left it. You know what I'm saying? But then now we know people mutually. Now he telling the story on his side to make it look like we did something when it was really him. So that's, you know, that's neither here nor there. I don't even want to waste time on that.
But it's
Fuck
good,
that nigga.
But it's a part of your story, so it's good to tell a story, Tom.
It is. But you know what's even bigger story is that I came out of the ashes, Phoenix. But motherfuckers that want to say and downplay the shit that I've done, the accomplishment, I want to shout out to my man, rest in peace, Norman A. Glover, a.k.a. Witch Doctor, one half of the Blues Brothers. Without me and him, a lot of shit wouldn't have went the way it went. You understand? We formed a team and we produced some real ill shit for Ace, a bunch of people, whether you know it or not. But at the same time, you know, we were willing servants to help someone advance their career. But at the same time, it was helping us.
Yeah, of course.
You know, but we did bigger things, no pun intended. You know, from the whole thing, from me being in the Unsigned hype, you know.
And Unsigned hype is a big deal.
At that time, like, are you crazy? We talking about like 91, 92, 3, 4, like that.
That's
you know, the Source magazine was like the fucking Bible. Yeah. You know, Rap Pages came in at one point. You know, you had other magazines and shit, but the Source, XXL came in. But the Source, come on.
That was the thing.
we got an Unsigned hype, and that's how I met Maddie. So now you take that and you flip it. I get a call, from Calvin LeBron, DJ Mr. C, rest in peace. He calls me and asks me like, yo, who do you know at the Source? And I'm like, yo, I know my man, Matty C. He runs the column at Unsigned Hype. So he said, yo, look, I got an artist that I'm trying to get in. At the time, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that was fucking Christopher Wallace.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So I'm like, yo, look, I'll tell him, listen to the tape, give it to me, I'll give it to him, whatever. That's a whole nother thing. That's how that shit transpired. Like, a lot of people don't even know.
And that's a part of his story.
That's a whole part of my story. I the one that fucking passed that baton.
Let me get a fucking round of applause, Tone. My God, Lord motherfucking Digga.
I passed
Biggie.
He's telling quite a story. And you know what? I just saw this article online, right? It was really interesting. It said that Melly Mel and Scorpio are working on a screenplay about their personal lives and careers. They're going to call it The Message. And I feel like this is a very important story to be told. Right. And right now, as I'm hearing you tell your story, by the way, I'm also from the Flatbush area.
Yes.
And I know that just the fact that you're from the neighborhood that I grew up in, I know you got crazy stories from just being in that area.
My God,
But the thing is, have you ever considered like literally sitting down and writing a screenplay about your whole story about the early part of your career?
Now that you're saying it will be in consideration. I think we need to talk about that. These are things that I don't, I'm just an artist, bro, and a lot of this stuff is like, we should connect with people to do it. Like, I don't know, but whatever, bro. Listen, I got a story to tell. This ain't even half it. We ain't got enough time.
Yeah, there's so many.
We don't have enough time, bro.
There's so many facets of hip hop history that when they make a documentary or a movie about it, people go crazy to see it. Right now, Fredro Star's working on the Tunnel series.
Yeah, I see that.
And he just released a trailer.
Shout out to Fredro.
It's gonna go crazy once he finds the right distribution for it. It's gonna go crazy. Once people find out there's a story about Lord Digga, he's gonna want to look into it.
Listen to me. I don't cap. I wear caps. You understand?
I love that. We gotta use that.
I'm telling you.
I don't cap. I wear caps.
I don't cap. I wear caps.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm telling you.
Using that moving forward.
I'm telling you. Everything that I say is the fucking truth. Like, if whether you want to believe it or not, you can hate me or whatever. I speak the truth to the young black youth. I don't sugarcoat anything. You understand? So when I say what I say, believe what the fuck I say. I know belief is a lack of knowledge, but you can believe this. This is like 100% shit. This is like really shit. This is like when you got the concentrated orange juice, you got to add a little water to it. Yeah, this is heavily concentrated, bro. I'm telling you right now.
I love the analogies.
I'm telling you right now, this is heavily concentrated, bro.
Shout out to Minnie.
I love it. I love the analogies.
Yeah. I have no reason to lie. Like, niggas travel on the LIE. That's 495. That's the highway. I don't travel on the LIE. I speak the truth.
I fucking love it, Tom.
Something that I've learned is that history is an agreed group of lies that people have said. This is what
over and over again.
This is the story we're good. This is the narrative we're gonna run with.
Cut that clip.
And I feel like right now you're giving us the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I do not. I'm telling you, for anybody that knows me, that's why people hate me. I travel by myself, bro. I don't go nowhere with people. I show up. I show out. He was at the show in Jersey.
Yeah. One deep.
That's what we learned. He's a Pisces also.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's another reason.
Facts.
Like, I don't listen. All right.
We all Pisces.
We all Pisces.
See, this was gonna make this really fucked up. This is
the Punchline Academy, SiriusXM, Shade 45. Okay, let's play a classic Lord Digga record before we get into this in-studio performance. What record you want to hear?
It's
too much. We need more.
Let's play a song. You know what? Fuck it, Tone. Pull any Lord Digga record out of the catalog.
This is why this is so fucking bad. See, now they know. I'm not capping.
Yo, the Punchline Academy.
I have no reason to. There's no police in here. There's nobody chasing me. There's no law enforcement. I have no reason to cap. What am I capping for?
Non-capping. What do you say? I don't cap. I wear caps here on the Punchline Academy. Play some Left Lane. He be back here on Shade 45.